Coming to our next speaker, there is one industry that probably has even less reputation in advertising. That's the insurance industry, insurance companies. And our next speaker built a campaign around the world of creating experiences with insurance companies and what that means. Davor is going to talk about it. Please give it up for Davor.
Do you hear me? Hey, do you hear me? You hear me. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for inviting me here. The project I'm going to show you tonight is co-created from many people. From agency side, there was 3 agencies. Brigada, the space agency, Millennium, which is PR agency, and Bruketa&Zinic&Grey advertising agency, and there was a lot of people from a client side. And this project is one of the projects that are not done for the client, but with the client. And by my opinion, these are the best projects ever. So, what I'm going to show you, but before we go to the case, I have a problem with emotions. Like many men have problems with emotions. And I need your help. So please, raise your hand if any of you is in love with any financial institution. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. But, you know, maybe love is not the right emotion. Who feels anger? Raise your hand, please. A little bit more, but not too many. Is anybody proud on any financial institution? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I suppose everybody else don't care. You don't give a shit about financial institutions. And you know, the advertising theory is saying if you are not brand, you're commodity. And another sentence is saying brand is 100% emotion. And how to maintain a brand and build connection when, and how to differentiate when you are bored, you don't want to be involved, you don't understand, you don't give a shit about the whole thing. And we thought, okay, we have to do an image campaign. And we did it. It was an image campaign where 100,000 people stood up, went somewhere, spent half an hour in physical and emotional interaction with the brand, and also millions were exposed to the message through unpaid media and through interactions on social. So, what kind of image campaign that was? The main insight that we built on was, if I'm paying for years and years to the insurance, I want to be 100% sure when some shit is happening, I want to be paid back. Of course, I want to be sure that they will pay me when I will need it. And Croatia Insurance is the only insurance in Croatia, because it's 134 years old now, that proved that they can go through any shit that can happen. Because they survived the fall of Habsburg monarchy. You remember these guys? Yes, you do. They survived First World War. They survived Yugoslavia and Serbian kings. They survived Second World War. They survived socialism. They survived war for independence. And they survived many economical crises in between. They are the oldest insurance. But how to tell this story? And not to be boring. And instead of being boring from television and blah, 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 saying that story, we try to do something a little bit different. So what we are going to do, let's make an exhibition about history of Croatia Insurance. How many of you would visit a history exhibition of any insurance? So we thought, okay, maybe we should add something to that. Maybe we should put it on another level. And so we said, okay, Croatia Insurance was established because society wanted to ensure that Croatian economy is less dependable on Austrian and Hungarian economy. The destiny of Croatia Insurance was very closely connected to the destiny of Croatia, of course. So we said, okay, we will make an exhibition of 130 years of Croatian history, We will put in parallel the history of Croatia Insurance, so we will prove that we survived all the shit that happened, and if this is going to be a nice exhibition, people will come. So we went to the tunnel, it's Second World War tunnel under the old city, 400 meters long, and we put on walls all the facts and figures, all the famous people, famous events. We collaborated with artists to illustrate different periods of the history. My favorite was in the middle of this tunnel, there is a huge hole. It was in complete darkness and it was heavy rain inside. So to go through this rain, you got the umbrella from Croatia Insurance, and it presented Second World War, but something was missing. And what was missing? It was some kind of a connection, some kind of emotion, how we are going to connect with people. And as insurance, we are much more interested into the destiny of everyday men. We are much more interested in regular people than in famous people and famous events, because we are insurance. And we thought, okay, let's ask people to help us to make first complete Croatian history. The history that will have space for everybody, not just for famous people, not just for famous events. This history is not going to be written by historians or politicians or warriors. It's going to be written by the people. And what we did, we put this well-known facts about history on the walls, and media asked people to join and to send their private memories from last 133 years. So in real time, we've been filling the empty spaces in between these famous events with the personal stories that people posted on social. So at the beginning, media was inviting people, and after that, media picked up the personal stories from different periods of time, and it was talking about that. So what we did on the end was the first complete Croatian history that had space for everybody. How did it look? Let me show you the film.
In a World War II shelter, 400 meters long, we held an exhibition covering 133 years of Croatian history. The space left between famous people and great events was filled by family stories provided by ordinary citizens. Those who aren't supposed to write history did exactly that. Standing side by side were the famous and the unknown, fighters and lovers, soldiers and artists, altruists and hedonists, people of genius, and those yet to become so. Personal stories collected through social were added to the exhibition in real time. It was the most visited Croatian exhibition of 2017. We included our own history too. Established in 1884 to protect all Croatian citizens, we overcame the challenges that history placed in our way. This exhibition reminded people that whatever happens, we are always by their side. We are Croatia Insurance.
Više od 1000 posjetilaca svaki dan prođe.
Facebook, Instagram i Twitter postali...
Multimedijski djelujete.
Izložbi Croatia Hrvatska.
Vrijeme da izložimo svoju vlastitu povijest.
Croatia je Hrvatska, naziv je multimedijski
Interaktivna izložba Croatia je Hrvatska.
Oduševljeni smo izložbom.
Croatia je Hrvatska.
Izložba Croatia je Hrvatska.
Croatia je Hrvatska.
Thank you.